It was an evening to celebrate achievements, partnerships, and the magic of media. The Paley Center for Media's annual honors gala shone bright with Hollywood stars and influential business leaders. Yet, amidst the glamour and goodwill, one individual stood out for reasons that were far from positive. Meghan Markle, known for her dramatic flair and talent for drawing attention, gave an unforgettable lesson in how not to steal the spotlight. As the red carpet buzzed with excitement, cameras clicked nonstop, capturing the glittering arrivals of A-list celebrities. Then came Meghan Markle, exuding her usual air of self-importance. From the moment she stepped onto the carpet, it was clear she intended to make it her moment. While she was there to support her friend Tyler Perry, who was being honored, her entrance seemed to suggest otherwise. It felt less about celebrating him and more about creating yet another Meghan-centered spectacle. Her overly enthusiastic clapping, at times bordering on inappropriate, left many attendees exchanging puzzled glances. Then came the moment she attempted to cozy up to Tyler Perry for a photo. What could have been a warm and supportive gesture quickly turned awkward, as Perry's discomfort was evident to everyone watching. The takeaway? If you're there to support a friend, let them take center stage. It's not about you. But Meghan wasn't finished. In one of the evening's most revealing exchanges, her attempts to engage Tyler Perry felt more strained than friendly. Perry's repeated murmurs of okay, paired with a faintly desperate yes spoke volumes. It wasn't just a polite attempt to end the interaction, it felt like a full-blown SOS. As soon as he had the chance, Perry made a swift retreat, seamlessly slipping into another conversation and leaving Meghan to recalibrate her next move. The moment left a lasting impression for all the wrong reasons. For someone so accustomed to controlling the narrative, this public dismissal was a rare, unscripted moment of defeat. Here's a question: have you ever been stuck in a conversation you'd do anything to escape? Now, picture that playing out on a red carpet with cameras clicking and the world watching. The evening's real drama unfolded when Tyler Perry invited Maureen J. Righty, the dynamic CEO of the Paley Center, into a photo. Dressed in a striking red ensemble, Righty commanded the room with effortless charisma, the very quality Meghan often seems to chase. As Perry placed his arm around Righty, Meghan's carefully maintained composure cracked. Her forced smile wavered, and her darting eyes betrayed her frustration. It was clear this wasn't her moment, and she couldn't stand it. What followed was almost comedic. Meghan tried to reclaim control, gesturing animatedly and attempting to direct the scene, but her efforts were met with polite yet firm resistance, leaving her visibly out of place as the spotlight stayed firmly on Righty. This wasn't her stage, and no amount of effort could change that. Here's something many can relate to. Have you ever been sidelined in a group photo, awkwardly lingering at the edges? Meghan turned that all too familiar scenario into a dramatic display of overreaction. Told to step aside, she faced a humbling moment. And then came the piece de resistance. As Meghan lingered on the red carpet, clearly hoping for more photo opportunities, an assistant gently but firmly guided her off. The sight of her reluctantly stepping aside was both amusing and oddly poignant, like watching a child being told their turn in the sandbox was over. This wasn't just about Meghan being asked to move. It was a moment that perfectly captured her struggle to read the room. In her mind, she's always the star, even at someone else's celebration. But the universe and the Paley Center had other plans that night. How often do we let our need for attention overshadow the true purpose of an event? Meghan's misstep serves as a reminder to step back when the spotlight isn't meant for us. This isn't the first time Meghan has faced criticism for making moments about herself. From royal tours to Hollywood galas, she has a history of drawing attention even when the occasion calls for something else. The gala was yet another example, but the real star of the evening was Maureen J. Righty. With grace and quiet authority, Righty demonstrated that true leadership doesn't rely on theatrics. While Meghan grasped for relevance, Righty effortlessly commanded the room, proving that authenticity and humility hold far more power than forced grandeur. The takeaway: let your actions, not your antics, do the talking. Meghan's stumble is a cautionary tale, but it's also an inspiring reminder to follow the lead of those who shine through authenticity, not spectacle. At its heart, the Paley Center Gala was a night to celebrate excellence in media and community, but Meghan's actions unintentionally highlighted what happens when ego takes precedence over the purpose of an event. Whether it was her awkward interactions, her attempts to control the scene, or the firm push to get her to move along, Meghan's evening became a series of teachable moments for her and for all of us. So, what's the lesson here? Know your role, support others genuinely, and remember not every moment is yours to shine. Have you ever witnessed or been part of a similar Meghan moment? Share your thoughts and let's discuss how we can all learn to navigate the spotlight with more grace. Why can't we look away? What makes Meghan Markle's antics so captivating? It's not just her ability to turn any situation into a spectacle. It's the mix of self-importance, lack of self-awareness, and the very human struggle to balance confidence with humility that draws us in. We all have that tendency to cringe at train wreck moments. Watching someone try and fail to command attention can feel like watching a live sitcom. It's awkward, entertaining, and oddly relatable. But this fascination isn't about taking pleasure in someone else's misfortune. It's about the human experience. Meghan's missteps resonate because on some level we've all been there. Maybe we've overstayed our welcome in a conversation or tried too hard to impress someone. Meghan just does it on a much grander, more public scale. Think of Meghan's gala performance as a modern Shakespearean comedy. The world's a stage, but some actors don't know when it's time to exit. For someone who claims to seek privacy, Meghan has an unusual knack for courting attention. This paradox is at the core of her public image. She's both the one chasing the spotlight and the one who claims to be its victim, often creating the very narrative she later says she despises. Let's break this down. The gala wasn't about Meghan. She wasn't the honoree, the host, or even the keynote speaker. Yet her actions screamed, "Look at me." Whether it was her exaggerated clapping, her desperate attempts to control the photo op, or her lingering presence on the red carpet, Meghan seemed determined to make herself the center of attention. This raises an interesting question. Why do some people thrive in the spotlight while others falter? And why does Meghan seem to bounce between the two extremes? In contrast, Maureen J. Reedy, the CEO of the Paley Center, showed us a masterclass in poise and leadership. While Meghan floundered, Reedy was the true star of the evening. Her effortless elegance and quiet confidence stood in stark contrast to Meghan's frantic energy. When Perry invited Reedy into the photo, her reaction wasn't driven by desperation or ego. She stepped into the moment with grace, owning the spotlight without needing to demand it. Meghan tries to appear in control, but often misses the mark. It shows how important it is to be real. When you understand your worth, the spotlight comes to you naturally, without needing to fight for it. Want to grab attention without forcing it. Simply be present, genuine, and willing to work with others rather than trying to control everything. Meghan's night at the gala shows exactly what to avoid in both professional and social situations. Here are some key takeaways that anyone looking to grow personally can learn from. First, understand the atmosphere and your role at the event. Not every moment is yours to take over. Support others without overshadowing them. If you're there for someone, let them lead. Just being there is enough. Lastly, stay humble. Confidence is great, but arrogance can push people away. Learn the difference and don't be afraid to accept rejection. Handle setbacks with grace. Whether it's a photo opportunity that goes wrong or being told to move on, respond with dignity. Now, think about the last time you were in the spotlight. Did you handle it gracefully or did you stumble like Meghan? Reflect on that moment and share your story. Meghan's behavior isn't just gossip, it reflects bigger societal issues. In today's world of social media and carefully crafted images, the pressure to constantly perform can lead to overdoing it. Meghan's actions show how trying too hard to control the narrative can backfire. It's a trap many of us fall into both online and in person. Her mistakes also raise questions about the fine line between confidence and entitlement. How do we balance self-assurance with humility? And how can we recognize when our need for validation is getting in the way of others' needs? What do you think? Is Meghan a product of our attention-driven culture, or does this point to a deeper character flaw? As the night came to an end, Meghan's efforts to reclaim the spotlight only made her feel more alone. Her forced smile, lingering presence, and inability to step back showed someone struggling to accept a world where she's not always the focus. In contrast, Tyler Perry and Maureen J. Ray continue to shine, embodying the true essence of the event: collaboration, celebration, and authenticity. Their ability to navigate the evening with grace reminded us that real influence doesn't come from seeking the spotlight. It's earned through genuine presence. Let's learn from Maureen and Perry. The next time you're in a group, ask yourself, am I here to contribute or to dominate? Share your thoughts, stories, and lessons learned. Let's make this a conversation that matters. Meghan Markle's knack for stealing the spotlight, even when it's not her turn, isn't just a personality trait, it's a reflection of something bigger happening in our culture. In today's world, where social media thrives on personal branding and main character energy, many of us struggle with the same urge to make every situation about ourselves. Her public missteps serve as a mirror, showing us our own battles with the need for attention and validation. Think about it: how often do we carefully craft our online profiles to showcase only our best moments, accomplishments, or stories? Meghan's actions could be compared to someone hijacking a friend's Instagram post to show off their own vacation or outfit. It's awkward and uncomfortable, but it's also surprisingly relatable. So here's the question: aren't we all, in some way, guilty of having our own Meghan moments? When does self-promotion cross the line into self-centeredness? What we can learn from the Meghan Markle phenomenon: instead of simply critiquing Meghan's behavior, let's extract some actionable lessons from her public persona. Whether you're navigating professional spaces, personal relationships, or social media platforms, there's value in reflecting on how we present ourselves and interact with others. The art of staying in your lane: not every event, conversation, or moment needs your input or control. Knowing when to step back is just as important as knowing when to step forward. Tip: before acting, ask yourself, am I adding value or am I seeking attention? The power of authentic support. If you're attending an event to support someone else, focus on lifting them up. True allies don't compete. For the spotlight tip: celebrate others. Sincerely, your time to shine will come grace under pressure. Life doesn't always go as planned. How you handle rejection, discomfort, or unexpected moments speaks volumes about your character. Tip: when things go awry, take a deep breath, regroup, and move forward with dignity.